Bzz, bzz, bitches. I'm a bee now. So there's this build that I wanted to do for the longest time, but it never quite worked because there wasn't enough scaling. But I think we might have enough stuff now, so let's try it again. It's a Razorwing build that focuses on the Razor flies, the little drones that fly around and are normally just there to distract enemies and inflict vulnerability. I want to see if focusing on them and scaling their damage as much as possible would actually be a viable build. So let's give it a shot and find out, shall we? Should be pretty straightforward actually, they don't scale with much, I think it's just strength and companion damage. Last time I tried this, we did not have Summoner's Wrath yet. I don't know if they're companions or summons, probably summons, but they do scale with this. We're gonna go Molt Augmented because they do scale with strength. They should trigger Arcane Camisado, which is another 60% strength, but I'm not 100% sure about that. Let's go try it and see if it works. Do you do the thing? Yes, you do, you beautiful drones, you. And look at them, they're already doing stuff. Wonderful. The damage isn't crazy yet, but they're actually killing stuff. One of the benefits of doing Razorwing Titania is that you can very easily get a ton of damage reduction from Aviator because, well, you are airborne, so you get 40% damage reduction at all times. We need to deal with the energy drain. 5 energy per second is too much, and we're gonna do that through a mixture of duration and efficiency. I didn't realize this because, you know, normally you don't really pay attention to it, but this is another 20% damage reduction and efficiency as well. Full Fleeting Expertise plus Boreos Hatred gives us maxed out efficiency, which drops the drain to 1.32. Yeah, that's just a little bit better, so let's move these around. I really don't think we need to sacrifice any stats to get strength, because we're gonna get so much from the arcanes. I don't think like running Transient Fortitude or something is going to be efficient at all. I always forget about Precision Intensify, but 90% ability strength for our Razorwing is humongous. So what's the damage like now? Let's trigger Camisado and show me. 1.2k. That's actually not bad. Armor seems to be a massive problem though. Ay. We can't even help them with Harold, which is very unfortunate. I keep forgetting about the full moon buff, which should scale with strength as well. That does actually scale the damage quite a bit. I am not entirely sure how, but Harold is attacking stuff which shouldn't be possible, because you don't get pets in Razorwing. So... it's duplex bond, isn't it? Hold on. Yes, it's the duplexed Harold. That makes sense. Duplex bond tends to ignore a lot of restrictions. So as far as defense, because I do want additional defense, I think we're gonna go with shield recharge. Shield recharge should be an absolute goat here because, well, it makes your shield recharge faster and you have a 50% chance to not be hit in Razorwing. You have 50% evasion while flying around. We could also run catalyzing shields for old school shield gating, but I don't think it's gonna be necessary. The thing is, right, adding more strength isn't gonna help that much because we have so much already. We have 90 from Intensify and then 120 from the Arcanes combined. Let's just get even faster shield recovery. Actually, what we could do is run Augur Message, which has a nice set bonus as well, and then combine that with Transient Fortitude to have roughly the same energy drain. I mean, it's not mind-blowing, it's definitely not going to be Steel Path viable, but they are doing damage. I mean, at the end of the day, you're supposed to shoot stuff yourself, so we could do that as well, I suppose. Let's finally finish off my Dex Pixia build, because I'm still missing a mod here. I think we're actually just going to go with Stunning Speed so that it recharges super duper fast. I mean, it's not Steel Path, but they're actually ripping them up. That's cool. This is, funnily enough, a decent Razorwing build. I mean, it's tanky as hell. The bees are clearing the small guys, and our damage is kind of huge because we have a lot of strength. Like, look at that. That's pretty good. I want to try Steel Path. Nothing crazy. Something like, I don't know, the Infested maybe? They don't have a lot of armor, so the bees should actually, like, do stuff. How do you like my fashion frame, by the way? I know it doesn't look like much from behind, but it's really cool from the front. It's kind of like a reverse butterface. This was a poor choice of mission, my dudes and dudettes. The low ceilings are killing me. Figuratively and literally. It does work, just not quite the way I want it. It's, you know, it was like an accidentally good Razorwing build. It just doesn't do exactly what I wanted it to. The bees, they do help, but not very much. I'll definitely keep it. It's not a bad build by any means. Let's see what we can do in a normal exterminate. This is better than my original Razorwing build, which is kind of funny. Yeah, we accidentally made like a super solid Razorwing build here. I guess I'll have to wait for the spider to come out to get my fix of minion shenanigans. I'll be very sad if the spider doesn't have a viable minion build though. Oh well, doesn't quite do what I wanted it to do, but it does something and it does it quite well, so that's not a bad outcome, I suppose. Let's go wrap it up. So, here's what we ended up with. We have Summoner's Wrath for companion damage, and in the Exilus we have Aviator for 40% damage reduction while airborne. For the actual mods, we have Primed Continuity to balance out negative duration, Boreal's Hatred for even more damage reduction while airborne, and Efficiency and Fleeting Expertise, which caps our efficiency at 75%. We then slap on Precision Intensify for 90% power strength for our Razorwing, and we follow it up with Augur Message to balance out the negative duration from Transient Fortitude, which we use for even more strength. We top the build off with Fast Deflection and Vigilante Vigor. This works really well in Razorwing, because with Razorwing you have a 50% evasion chance, so 50% chance to simply avoid damage. So having really swift shield recharge means that your health basically never gets hit. And even if it does, it's going to be heavily reduced from all the airborne reduction from Aviator and Boreal's Hatred. So we actually have really nice and layered defenses, which is what you want. You don't want to overdo it with one thing and have nothing else. And finally, the arcanes we run just give us a ton of strength. We have Mod Augmented and Arcane Camisado. The next Pixia setup is pretty straightforward. It's a relatively basic Cascadia Flare setup, so we have Galvanized Diffusion and Lethal Torrent for multi-shot, Galvanized Shot for status chance, Stunning Speed for reload and status, Pistol Elementalist for status damage, and then Prime Heated Charge, Frostbite, and Pistol Pestilence for viral and heat. This was an interesting outcome. It was sort of half a failure, because it did not end up doing precisely what I wanted it to do, which is utilize the Razorflies to do damage, but it still ended up being a really strong Razorwing setup. So I would actually recommend you give it a shot. It's a fun build, though I would probably replace the aura with something else. Summoner's Wrath doesn't really do much for you here. I would also recommend you play around with different subsumed abilities. Nourish could be really good, for example. We didn't nuke any of our stats, we have maxed out efficiency and a ton of strength, so most things should work pretty well. And that's pretty much all I have to say, so I thank you very much for watching, as always guys, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. Then I would also like to extend a special thank you to all the channel members. Thank you very much guys, I really appreciate your support, it means a lot to me. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.